When's the first time you remember seeing Dad?
When we had gone down to Malta to put my mother on the bus. She was going down to see my sister Hazel, have a doctor's appointment or something, and we'd taken her to Malta to catch the bus. And Dad, he come in on the bus from the other way, and he didn't have a way up to Elba, so he asked my Gramp if, he could ride up to Elba with us. And I remember I sat in the back, and Dad sat up in front with Gramp. And
You were how old?
I don't know. How old was I, Daddy?
Oh, probably about 15.
15, long in there. And I didn't say much. I think Dad and Gramp had quite a conversation going up. But I remember when he got out, well, we started home, Gramp, he sure thought he was a fine-looking young man.
Was that when Dad was in the military?
Uh-huh. Well,
So was he dressed in his military outfit?
yes. I was probably older than 15 because...
It was in 1942, so how old were you in 1942?
Well, I was probably 17,
Okay.
18.
Okay, and then what? So did he date on that particular?
Oh, no. And then he went back and went overseas to India.
So were you dating in the meantime?
Oh, yeah.
Who would you date?
Anybody that could take me. Oh, I dated quite a few. Some that my father wouldn't let me date, too. I was sort of engaged to a boy named Gerald Parrish. And,
What do you mean, sort of engaged?
well, he gave me a bull of a watch before he went into the Navy, and he gave me he sent me the ring. And I was waiting for him. He was due home in March, and Dad came in January, and we were married in February.
So before we get to that, what kind of dates would you go on with these other guys? What would you do for fun?
Go to a picture show.
Where? In Burley?
Oh, Elba used to have picture shows come in.
Where would they show them?
The church. And I've been down to Burley a time or two, not a lot. We went to a lot of dances. They had to have a dance every week, practically. And go up in the City of Rocks and just ride around and tell each other we loved this. We loved each other. Don't know, Ward, what we did.
Okay, so Dad's over in the, went overseas and you're dating up a storm and then he comes back and then what?
When Dad came home in January.
And you were how old?
I was 21.
So he comes home and when do you remember seeing him this would have been the second time.
At a dance down at Malta, a Grange dance. And I went home with him that night.
Did he come up, approach you and ask you to dance?
He couldn't dance. But he come over and asked me if I'd go home with him.
Did you ask him why he didn't ask you to dance? Or you just knew he couldn't dance?
I probably made that clear to her.
I don't know, honey. I can't remember. And so I rode home with him, and then he pursued me then on.
Who had you gone to the dance with?
I probably didn't go to the dance with anybody.
How'd you get there?
Oh, I'm just thinking, how would I have gotten down to the dance? Was my brother's home?
Thurn was.
Was he? Well, probably. I went with Thurn.
So what'd you guys talk about on the way home?
What did we talk about, Father? Just,
Was he quite romantic?
oh, he's quite romantic, yeah.
Did he want to park with you that night?
No. I
What?
wouldn't have parked with him. He said, did he want to park with me that night?
We weren't doing the driving.
Who was driving?
Dick Beecher. Who did Dick have?
I don't know that he had anybody.
But anyway, and then,
So tell me some of the stuff you did in your courtship. I mean, that was January, and you were married in February.
well, he went back. We were engaged the 6th of February. And then he went back to...
Well, tell me about that. How did that happen?
Well,
He just slipped up.
we come down here to Burley, and we went across the Paul Bridge over there and parked, and it was in the daylight. It was morning hours, forenoon, and he asked me if I'd marry him. And I said, well, I'd take his ring now, but I didn't want to marry until he was out of the service. And so he said, well, okay. So we went down to Scholar's.
Back out on the back patio with Mother resuming. I think you just told us that of your engagement, and you said that you'd take the ring but wouldn't marry him right away, and so you went to the jewelers here in Burley.
Uh-huh. Scholar's Jewelers. And when we got down to the jewelry store, Daddy said, you want to come in? And I said, no. I said, you go in and pick it out. But if I had it to do now, I'd been right there along the side. I'd have picked it out. Dad says, if I'd have come in with me, that might have been the end of the engagement right there. And then it was quite a small diamond, but Dad said he paid $100 for it. About broke. But then we went on home.
Well, did you show your disappointment, or were you pretty good at just whatever?
Oh, I was pretty good at whatever. You know, I always wanted to be a movie star, so I quit.
It was quite an act, huh?
But it was nice, and then we went on home, showed my folks.
You might want to quit rocking. You'll get everybody seasick. But anyway. You went home and...
They were quite surprised, you know, that, man, it was quite fast. We'd been married, we'd been just going together for a few weeks, but then he just courted me. We went up to Sun Valley and, I don't know, all around.
He mentioned that he took you by some Lee gal that was living up there.
Yes, that he'd gone with.
What?
And he wanted me to, Lois was teaching school somewhere, and Dad, he wanted to go see her, and I guess he wanted to show her me off, but I wouldn't go in. I was quite a naive little girl. Now I'd have gone in, and you learn, how you learn, day by day.
Well, you didn't go in because why?
Because I just didn't want to.
You felt embarrassed because she was a former girlfriend, or
Not
what?
really. I didn't want to go see Lois. Dad wanted to go see Lois, so I let him go see Lois.
What'd you do up at Sun Valley?
Oh, we ate and watched him skate on the ice, and I don't know, honey. It's been many years.
You didn't go snow skiing, huh?
No. Are you kidding?
So anyway, you come back, and he gets ready and ships out to Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
and the next day you get a telegram.
Well, just a few days after that. It wasn't long.
What?
And I can remember it came, and the telegram was really short. I have the telegram somewhere, but it was really short.
Well, now, how does a telegram work? Do they actually come up to your house and deliver it to you? Was it?
No,
Or do they call
somebody
you?
was in Burley, brought it home to me, I think. I can't remember how it
Probably
was.
called Roy's store.
And so what did the telegram say?
Very short. Good place for a honeymoon come. And I says, I'm going, and my mother about died. And you know, now this is something, if I had a girl that would do that, I would cry my heart out. And I expect my mother did. But I never did see her cry, except when she brought me down to put me on the bus to leave. I remember her crying, and my dad saying, oh, now you be quiet. You don't want her to be an old maid. And I was 21 years old. But